how fucking hard is it to make a vampire movie?
Look, see them hating ass niggas talking, tell them niggas stop it. Move back, baby, run down Jason. Off the perky, boy, I'm dangerous. I'm in a double R, shit look like a spaceship. Everything is up there. Should have posted my miss.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to Redacts Show. I'm your host, Feeq or Feeq, with my co-host, my other host.
Co-host Dana Dane in the building. Shout out to episode 75. 75. 3/4 to 100.
Ooh.
Think about that. Almost 2 years in. It's past 2 years now, ain't it?
I guess we can say 2 years with an asterisk, because I think, what was it? It may have been last year or year before last. We was kind of like once a month.
Yeah. Yeah, that was on our hiatus, but 75 quarter to 100. We appreciate everyone for still rocking with us. Also, thank you to everybody that's been downloading and streaming and still subscribing to the show on all listening platforms. We really do appreciate that. We do see the number growth, and we do really appreciate everyone's continued support.
Yes, sir.
And now, if you go on YouTube at The Redacted Show, you will see all of our shows on there, right?
Yeah. We're on there.
Okay.
We're on there now. Trust me. We're on there now.
I'm like, I ain't talking on my ass, but
No, they on there. I haven't. It's like, I think the last 2 or 3 episodes aren't public. I didn't put them as public yet, but everything up until I think episode 71 or 70 is up and open.
Okay. All right, then.
So yeah, we are on YouTube finally. And like Dana said, right now, look, before we even get in the episode, just take 3 seconds, 5 seconds, pause the video, click 5 stars or click 4 stars, click whatever many stars you want, what you see fit. But I'm telling you to click 5.
Yes.
To help us grow and reach more audience members, people.
Yes, we do appreciate that engagement. And at the end of the day, we're still going to do this because we love coming back and talking about what we're going to talk about. Before we get started, we have a lot to talk about, some good, some bad. But before we get into that, we do want to take the time to remember from Comic Historian, who recently passed away over this past weekend. His cause of death is unknown, and it's really none of our business, but we do understand it was an accident, and it just speaks to the overall message of making sure that you're checking in on your friends, and you never know when someone might be gone.
Mm-hmm.
Comic Historian was like a really big. Him and Comics Explained were like 2 really big pinnacles of why I love this medium of art and comics and manga and all that. And probably one of my most memorable Comic Historian videos was the Injustice series. Like just watching that whole full 4-hour video, those and the Incredible Hulk, like the Immortal Hulk storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And just other ones, like even just recently, I was watching his videos over like the Blood Hunt story, Blade of Lent that's going on right now. And I get back from the gym and Feeq texts me like, "Bro, did you hear Comic Story?" And I'm like, "Dude, no way. Swear to God, you're lying. I don't believe it." And sure enough, but yeah, Feeq, what are some memorable moments you have of Comic Story?
Yeah, I know, like you said, the Injustice one, I remember watching that whole, however many hours it was, that whole series one day. His X-Men, whenever he talked about the X-Men different runs, those specific, I think he did Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that run when he talked about it. But it's just so many other ones, and it really puts in perspective, I think, how many people he really got into comic books. Because I'll say for sure, I would not be as into comics if not for Comic Story and the Comics Explained. I'd watch the movies and stuff, but the amount of stuff I know and actively look for now, it would not be where it is if I didn't watch them growing up. So it's just, I think it's just crazy to see, almost like, because obviously we don't know him personally, but just it's the impact he had pretty much on like different people's lives up until this point is like it's amazing to see, honestly.
No, it is, and I agree with everything you said, like 1000%. Like how we pretty much grew up with him. He's like telling us all these stories that him and Comics Explain. It really started out with Comics Explain for me, who I got put onto from my dad, and it's like, once you find him, Comics Historian is like right there, and
Exactly.
yeah, it's just crazy to think about, that these are real people too, and like they, have an expiration date like we do at some point, and it's just can happen so fast. But in a lighter tone, we're gonna get into the main topics. First would be, like, we haven't talked about anime in a minute in terms of like just discussing shows, but we have been watching it.
Yes,
First
sir.
one is My Hero Academia. They're on season 6, 7. My bad.
I believe.
Season 7. You're right. It's season 7.
Okay.
And right now they're pretty much getting ready for like the final battle. So up until the point that we both watched, we're both pretty much caught up. I think I may have missed like one episode, but whatever. Lady Star and Stripes.
Hey,
Man!
bro.
I'm texting Feeq that whole fight scene. I'm like, this shit's some crazy shit. I'm like, if her with Deku, they about to cause some problems. Cause Star and Stripes work. And again, we're kind of going through it in order, but we're just kind of going back and forth with what we remember and what we like, didn't like so far. But her quirk is low key, to my knowledge, outside of like All for One and One for All, not outside of those two, might be the toughest and strongest quirk out there.
She 100% has the strongest quirk, because her quirk is New Order, and essentially whatever she touches, if she names it, she can put a restriction upon it. So obviously during the fight, she was saying like, she grabbed the air and then she was like, make a 20-foot version of me that's solid.
Yes. Yeah, she was doing that. She was like, yeah, make a vortex vacuum in this spot of Shigaraki right now. And Shigaraki's damn near getting turned on like, I need this quirk, whatever. And like, the nigga getting turned on like, I need this quirk, goddamn. So they're going back and forth, and I'm like, man, this fight is just so great. Like the anime, My Hero Academia usually is pretty up to stuff when it comes to animation. Like, there's never really been any gripes on like animation that I've had from them. So
yeah,
just great fighting choreography, and like just learning about the quirk just for her to die. Like, so long story short, he does that final blast, grabs the sky, all the missiles. We think he get hit, and then we just realize how overpowered Shigaraki is in that moment. Like, what did he end up doing? Didn't he like?
So pretty much
go ahead.
When she grabs those lasers, she does a goddamn suplex with that shit. Then they grab planetary missiles, blow him up. Pretty much they nuke Shigaraki.
Yeah.
But what he did was, as he saw the nukes coming in, he dug a hole, right? He dug a hole. And then, if I remember correctly, he put the Nomu like at the top of it.
He did. I remember
and
this
so
now.
When it blew up, he launched the Nomu, and it was like, oh, it's Shigaraki, he dead. And then he came right behind it.
Came right out of there. And before she could say, oh shit, grabbed him.
Snatched her wig off, boy.
Exactly. Snatched her wig and quirk off. And no, even that, you think that's a plot twist. What really got me, and I'm texting Feeq this whole time, I'm like, dog, what the fuck? Dog, She put a spell on her quirk to start whooping all the other quirks in his body's ass. I'm like, if that is not the definition of going out like a straight gangster, I don't know what is. You can't. That is probably the hardest go out of a character I've seen in my recent memory that I can remember right now. I'm probably missing some.
Yeah.
The people in the audience will let me know. Man, that shit was crazy. I'm like, that's cold, but that's some. I was at a loss for words. I'm at a loss for words right now because I've never seen no shit like that. That was what I least expect. I'm like, fuck. Now I'm like, now who's gonna stop them? They got New Order. Deku, you got your hands full. But just for the court to start rampaging through basically his whole body. It was like a virus. It started reminding me of fucking Lawrence Fishburne's character from Osmosis Jones. Literally just tearing his body up.
It literally was that
virus. Man. Yeah. What were your thoughts on Star and Stripe and like I guess back to that scene. What was your thoughts when you read that and then I guess seeing it animated?
Yeah. So reading it, so when I tell you reading that shit was insane, because granted, we read that chapter, she's fighting Shigaraki, and we like, okay, this girl is like crazy OP. Like once they explained her quirk, I was like, she can do it. I was like, I know she not going to, but I said, I know she can live through this at least. I said, we got a solid heavy hitter to help us. Nigga, we came back the next week and that nigga snatched her soul. I said, what? I said, she was introduced a chapter ago and she's gone?
Mind you, I had that same thing. Well, because I was binging all those episodes. So
yeah.
By the time I started watching it, those episodes were already out. And thank God I wasn't really spoiled by like that whole fight scene, whatever. But yeah, I'm like, literally, she was introduced for like 4 I texted you that. I'm like, 4 episodes. Then she was just in here for 4 episodes. She just got in this bitch. Just for her to die. Like, god dang. Literally, 1 episode, I'm like, she's about to do it. Next minute, she dead. I'm like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, there's no way they just did that. Yeah. There's no way they just Game of Thrones this woman.
Nah, the reaction you had is the same reaction I saw from a lot of people that read when it happened. Like, 'cause I went on like Twitter and like TikTok. A lot of people were having the same reaction. They were like, how do you introduce like such an OP character and you kill them immediately? And like, I get why. I can see why you do it, because like, okay, she'll tilt the balance, I guess you could say, too far. But like, come on, man. The next chapter, they're gone. All right.
I wonder. This low-key made me think like, damn, is this really how they feel about America? They're like, yeah, America's too strong. Whatever the ally they on, we gotta get rid of them. Fuck that. They nuked us again because basically, like you said, they nuked them twice.
They did nuke his ass twice. God. Hey, man. I do love. I did love when he came out the fucking water and he was like, "I win, America." He didn't even say her name. He just kept calling her America. That shit was funny to me.
But what were your thoughts when you saw that the quirk started basically killing all the other quirks inside his body?
When that happened, I for sure was thinking, okay, we have an out now, because granted, to this day we don't know how many quirks this man has stored up, but like when it was happening, I said, okay, if she can get like a solid 50%. I don't know if he'll still have like 200 left, but if she can get like 50% of them, I feel like we're in like a better boat.
Yeah.
And I was just hoping she got like one of them crazy quirks. Really, I wanted her to get the because he stole one of the heroes quirks, the search one, where he can like see where people are. He
Yeah.
stole that quirk, I think I don't remember what season it was, but he stole it a while back. Really, I wanted him to get that one because I was like, okay, if they can get rid of his search quirk, they can like ambush him easier with stuff, but they ain't get that hoe.
Which they still ended up doing later on in the season and in the arc. Like they,
Mm-hmm.
so another I guess WTF moment of that season was finding out that Starbelly, I don't know his real name.
Aoyama?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yama
Aoyama.
was find out that he was an op. I'm taking the view. I'm like, oh, dude was an op this whole time. So, but then also hearing like his, he basically was being held hostage under All for One. Was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, well, you're not gonna fight him or else you're gonna die. So
Exactly.
it's like you damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I get it. It was crazy finding out,
I got a question.
but the Hero Academy essentially used that to their advantage, which ultimately ended up fueling their ambush.
I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how pretty much it was Aoyama's parents who made the deal with All for One since he didn't have a quirk. They were like, "Oh, we want to give our son a quirk because we want to just like we want to give him the world XYZ."
Yeah.
If you was a parent in that situation, would you if and you had an option to give obviously get your kid a quirk, would you do it?
It's almost like giving your child compound V. Like you don't know what power your child is gonna get. It's literally a wild card. He
Mm-hmm.
might have like a nice marketable type power where it doesn't deform him and they can or she can do whatever, but I don't know, just off the strength of the wildness of it, I probably wouldn't have done it. Like if they weren't born with it, I'm like, sorry, buddy, just you still there's other non quirks in the hero agency
Yeah,
that we see. So you ain't All Might.
not at all. Nah, I get that. I'm in the same boat. I definitely wouldn't have got them no quirk. I would be like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Life's tough, huh?
Yeah, and then plus like as we see, that's just gonna put them in more debt to like All for One.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna make their lives even harder because it's like if you're now you sign in for life, you in the game for life now. You ain't no outs except death.
Bruh.
All
They was in
right,
a
you want to leave?
360.
Damn right, you can leave. Leave my ass. I'm
Leave to
taking
the upper
some with me.
room.
Yeah, I'm leaving here with something. But yeah, it's that this whole scene. I'm like really excited for. Kind of excited to like just to see everyone's I guess hard work go to this one battle, see who makes it out, who doesn't. I don't think it's gonna be well. You know this because you finished it, but this from where I'm at right now. I don't see it being like Shibuya Insistent type deaths. I do think
Mm-hmm.
someone is gonna die, someone important. If
You don't
you
think
ask me
so?
to guess who that is, I can't tell you that. I don't know, but I don't know. Someone might die. It's looking like Bakugo might die because he already confessed his love to Deku, to Midoriya.
You say he confessed his love?
I'm saying that jokingly, but he
Yeah,
basically
no,
was like,
I
"Look,
get you.
man, like, huh?
I get you.
Yeah." He basically was like, "Look, man, I was making you feel like shit because I didn't want you being better to me." Hence the story of every bully ever.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it, but yeah, I'm excited. I know. Well, I think they released an episode today. So we're
Yeah.
recording Saturday on the 15th, so I'm sure some already came out. We haven't watched it yet, so now I'm 2 episodes behind. But yeah, no, pretty good stuff. Are you looking for it? Oh.
How'd you I was looking something up. That's why I didn't say nothing. So you're caught up to did you watch last week's episode?
Nah, I didn't.
Okay, never
Last
mind.
episode I remember was literally when he met with Aoyama at the building and
And people were coming out the
All For
portals.
One came out of nowhere, and then that's when his gang came out, and then the heroes came out, and it ended on them about to fight.
Okay. Never mind. I want to ask you this then.
Okay.
But all in all, I'm liking the season so far as somebody who read. I know a lot of times a lot of at least My Hero readers, they be complaining about that like how the sky is always blue. And My Hero is a very subtle thing, but during some fights, I'll say this, during some fights I do be like, damn, why is the sky fucking blue? For the most part, that shit don't bother me. But really much they're trying to compare like how in the manga, granted, that shit is in black and white. It's not in freaking color. But sometimes they'll be like, well, in the manga, it looks like the sky is this color. I'll be like, all right, bro, just rock with it. As long as the animation look good. Just go with it.
Yeah. I mean, is this one of the ones like, why are you looking that hard? But going on to the next topic, more anime stuff. Demon Slayer season 4, right?
Yeah, I don't even know.
Demon Slayer Hashira training arc is currently streaming right now. How you feel about this season? Do you think they're stretched? Because like you said, you read this arc before, and you're saying in the manga it's what, 4 chapters long?
Nah, it's definitely more than 4. It was like 10
No.
chapters. It was like 10. I was over exaggerating for sure. It was like 10 chapters, I think. 10, 15, but it could have been done in like 3 episodes. But I will say I am enjoying this season. Outside of like, it was like one of the episodes I said, this is
Which one was it?
It may have been the second one. It may have been the one with Giyu.
Yeah, he kept bugging. I'm like, nigga, get off his neck. He don't want to. He don't want to talk to you no more, man. But
Yeah.
we understand that's how Tanjiro is. He's based like Naruto. He's like, oh, look, dog.
Yeah, because
I'm going to train hard, and I'm going to bug the shit out you.
Yeah. So because that episode, essentially they moved, and I'm glad they did it. Looking now, I'm pretty sure the stuff with Giyu happened right after the Hashira training, or it was like near the very end where they gave his backstory, like a little bit more of his backstory. But they moved it here earlier, which I like. And I meant to say the episode I didn't really like, it wasn't the Giyu episode. It was the one with the sound Hashira. Until the end when him and Tanjiro fought, all the other small stuff, I was like, all right, bro. I'm not trying to see these niggas do a marathon run. But so far the rest of it been good. I really liked the Mist training he did with the Mist. I really liked that episode. To me, I was talking, we did a reaction to it on with Jalen Sage. I was saying in that reaction, I was like, this felt like their beach episode when they were making those paper planes.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But I'm like, I thought that was pretty cool though. Like, I enjoyed that.
Yeah,
Joba did.
Yeah, so I was like, this is their beach episode. This is like the little calm, because I was telling Dylan, well, me and Justin, because we both read, I was like, look, it's going to be a point during this training. I said, it's either going to be right after the training or right near the very end of it. I said, something going to appear. And that's when you know all hell about to break loose. I said, so I'm just waiting for that moment. And then then it's the end game. It's final arc. It's just fighting and niggas dying. That's all it is. So far, I've been liking the season.
Yeah, I really have too. One of the parts that I think is hilarious is like when he got to the snake and Wind Hashira's parts. I'm like, he don't like y'all. This was just a reason for them to whoop your ass. Fuck training, you weren't learning. Tanjiro, you might think you was learning shit. They weren't trying to teach you shit. They was literally trying to whoop you.
Boy,
They
they
was
hate
hazing
that
him.
nigga. They
Hate him. They
hate
were
that nigga.
they were beating him just to beat him. They weren't trying to teach him shit. They were like, get the fuck out of here. We don't want you. And I didn't realize the snake Hashira Loki liked the love Hashira.
Yeah, nah, he do.
He's
And she
like,
like, and the crazy,
why would you give him all them pancakes and feed him so good? You think you better than me, nigga? Okay, I'm about to show you. Don't ever talk to her ever again. If I get you over there, I'm gonna bust your ass. And Tanjiro's just there like, I appreciate your training. I'll see you later.
Tanjiro with that blank face, that blank dumb ass face. That's one thing I don't like. That's the one few things I don't like about Tanjiro. That blank dumb ass face he make. That that.
Like, thank you.
Let's have an eating competition, nigga. What? I just that nigga give you trauma dumped. Let's have an eating competition, nigga. What?
Yeah, that was crazy. And then even the Wind Hashira, the way he was treating his brother and was just, I'm like, yo, Tanjiro, you got some nuts, and I respect you for that because the Wind Hashira is literally about to kill all of them. Well, Tanjiro and his brother.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you got my respect for that. But yeah, that was just another training arc where it was literally just an excuse to beat on niggas. Now they are at the final stage. And I also thought it was funny how like when he met up with Zenitsu and Zenitsu was like, look, man, first of all, it's also, I don't think people are realizing, like, y'all do realize Zenitsu made it this far, right? Like Zenitsu, he didn't just fail up here. Like he made it. He made it to the next stage.
No,
So like he's learning something.
all
And
them right
same with
now are cold.
Inosuke.
All them right now, I'll say this, are cold. Like when you see them in this final fight, Zenitsu ain't doing that crying shit no more. Trust me. He not I think he may do it like once or twice, if anything, but you gonna see him lock in? God. I'll just say when you see him lock in, ooh.
Yeah. And then Inosuke with, I thought, like, because the part I'm at right now is when they made it, basically it's like the strongest Hashira's training part. I don't know his name, but
no, the
the Rock
stone.
Hashira, the Stone Hashira.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, he just there crying, just like, yeah, I had pity for you guys because I'm about to put y'all through some shit. So I do think it's funny that, well, not funny, but interesting how they're kind of like almost breezing through each Ashura training. So I just made me think like, damn, maybe I'm like, are they stretching this a little bit or are they kind of like blowing by this with low key? But
Yeah. Now the actual training session they going by fast. They're just adding in like a little more dialogue and a little more like extra scenes like that. Like that little fight that was probably like 3 minutes max of the Wind, Snake, and Mist. Like that was anime only. That was none of that happened in the manga unless I just completely forgot that did not happen.
Yeah. Yeah, but so far, I'm interested to see how this season goes. Because remember, apparently this is supposed to be like the last full season until like the final battle, which apparently they're supposed to be doing like one big movie for. And we know that the master, at least now, is on his deathbed, if not dying, if not dead already.
I mean,
How did he get that disease?
I think they said
spoiling.
nah, they mentioned it. I think like the first time they ever showed him. I think the disease was from. I think Muzan gave like his family that disease. It was so. Granted, I don't remember, so I'm saying what I think it was, and I'll look it up. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's from Muzan. And yeah, I'm gonna check right now. What is that? What is his name? So apparently it's a curse that was because they said apparently Muzan. There's none of this shit makes sense. It's like I said, man. It's from Muzan, bro. It's a curse.
HID.
Yeah, they said it was a curse from their that's placed on their family due to I think some connection with Muzan to their clan. Essentially, Muzan gave them niggas AIDS, bro.
Yeah, because there's just no cure for it, huh? Well, apparently it didn't. There was one episode where that Raven went to that one demon. Are they supposed to be working on a cure for him?
Nah, they supposed to be working. So the Raven went over there because they're trying to. I think they want to look at Nezuko, and then they're also trying to make a Ooh, I don't know if that's spoiler. That is a spoiler. He also wants to work with he also wants the demon her to come help the insect Hashira with some stuff.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just say that I don't the shit I can't say it because it's low key spoiler ish. So I won't say anything else.
All right. But yeah, so far Demon Slayer has been really good. And again, like same with My Hero, Demon Slayer. I've had really no problems with their animation. It's always on point. Like it gets better each season, and so like I have no problems with like their fight choreography. It's one of the ones like either you love it or hate it. Story is really good. Characters are really easy to follow. Outside of, Tanjiro's annoying. Zenitsu just screams a lot, and Inosuke screams a lot too, but he's just a gym bro. Can you imagine seeing an Inosuke at the gym? My gosh.
He a gym bro.
Don't get me started. Next topic we're going on. Moving away from the anime stuff. The Boys season 4. The first 3 episodes came out last Thursday.
Yeah.
Basically Wednesday at midnight at the time of this recording. And man, if it's one thing The Boys can do, it's give you something to remember about each of these episodes.
Man.
So obviously we see Butcher. I'm sorry for stuttering. Obviously we see the Butcher and the Boys. At the end of season 3, they're pretty much picking up right where they left off after that Homelander killing that civilian, and everyone just kind of divided after that. You got your Starlighters and your Homelanders or whatever they're calling them.
I was really trying to figure out what their names was. I just started calling them the homies.
Yeah, they got the homies and the Starlighters going back and forth. So they introduced a new character, Sage, who's apparently supposed to be like a Reed Richards type character, smartest person on the planet Earth, but someone who Homelander went and got because I guess he's tired of people not really challenging him because he knows he can just kill them.
He's tired of yes men around him.
Yeah, he's tired of yes men around, which I'm sure is fair. I'm sure real life people in power high wealth are tired of that shit too. And so I thought that was pretty interesting. I also thought it was interesting that she was black because we know basically Homelander a racist.
Boy.
So I'm like, how the hell is he gonna work with a black woman telling him what to do?
Something to her. He had said something to her when he walked into her crib, and I was like, he's so racist.
I know.
It's hilarious.
Man, he did. I remember what you're talking about. I can't remember exactly what he said. I wish John was here because he probably definitely remembers. But yeah, he's made like a slide, like something sister or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, you not slick, nigga. But yeah, so far I've really enjoyed it. It's like a lot of different subplots going on because you have the Butcher and Ryan subplot. You have the Frenchie and his boyfriend subplot and how we find You didn't watch episode 3, or did they talk about this in episode 2? I can't remember.
I didn't watch episode 3, but episode 2 they mentioned that Frenchie like killed.
Yes.
Spoiler alert: he killed old dude family.
Old dude's family, but I guess he didn't know.
Yeah.
And so there's that subplot on top of the like Huey and his father being sick and his mom coming back story plot line. So there's a lot of plot lines going on in this season.
Mm-hmm. There's also there's Kimiko trying to I guess face her past trauma so she can speak. There's that subplot.
Yes,
I think the
one.
biggest one, the funniest one to me is the Homelander one, him having a midlife crisis. That shit.
It was funny because we do know that basically Butcher got cancer from that Temp V shit last season. He got about a year to live.
Yeah.
If not less. And Homelander is essentially sick too. He going through a midlife crisis. He balding. Because I was trying to figure out like, whose hair is that? Where is it coming from? Like, why is he keeping that? And then Joe was like, it's got to be his. Then when they brought up like you have a tumor and you're going through a midlife crisis. And I'm like, oh yeah, Joe was right. So yeah, it's funny how like the two main characters of each side are essentially got their days number and they know it. And I guess they're both, you can kind of tell that they're both fearful of like losing power and like losing their life. Because they know the end is coming.
Yeah.
Butcher probably more so than Homelander, but Homelander, he knows he's invincible, but he can sense himself getting weak. Another WTF moment. Black Noir.
Nigga.
When that nigga started talking, I'm like, what the fuck?
Bro, when that nigga spoke, I said, huh?
So me and Ijoma's theory is that they got a stand-in for Black Noir. That's not the original Black Noir. Because I'm thinking like, they brought him back from the dead. Then he started talking. I'm like, that ain't him. Because he don't talk. So like, this is just some random nigga that they grabbed with some, pumped him with Compound V. And it's just like, your job is to shut up and don't say nothing.
Exactly. Yeah, he's definitely a stand-in. And he low key goofy, I can't lie. With bro. So I guess go to a little bit and I think that was episode 2 when MM was pretty much tracking his ex-wife's, I guess you could say, ex-husband. I don't know what he was considered. I don't know if they were married. I don't remember if they were married or not. Her and the white guy. Well,
yeah, she was married to the white guy, but him and Mother's Milk weren't together.
Yeah. So MM was tracking him. Also, that nigga's a glazer, boy.
Glazer. Grade A glazer.
Good Lord. He was doing tricks on Homelander. God damn.
He was, if he was in that scene where he had to go down, or if a Homelander told him to go down on A-Train, he would have did it in a heartbeat. No,
he would have ran.
He would have ran to that meat.
But we see them meet up with Sage, and pretty much she has a grand scheme that we see later on in the episode. But when they brought out the bats, I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect them to kill them niggas. In my mind, I
didn't know what to expect. I just didn't think they were going to kill them. That was like the last thing I expected.
Bro, I thought they were going to tell them like, go smash up some cars or we're going to have all y'all three fight each other and whoever lives, I don't know, something. I just didn't expect them to bash them niggas' heads in. When that nigga Homelander said, kill them, everybody was like, you're joking, right? He said, no. Bro.
He's like, no deep, I'm not playing.
Bro, and then once they did it, and then that nigga Black Noir said, holy fuck.
Yeah. I'm like, what? When did you start talking?
Bro, that shit had me crying, laughing. Cause I was like, first off, why is this nigga talking? And then what the fuck? Oh man.
Yeah. Now that was wild. Another WTF moment was realizing that the presidential candidate wants to kill Vicky Newman,
Mm-hmm.
and like they're all like everyone is just all like no one is really good. Like there's no good guys. You're just whoever you're rooting for. Because everyone got their own agendas. Butcher is trying to get Ryan back, but the CIA is trying to train him to kill Homelander, or they're going to kill him. And Ryan is the key piece because nothing can stop Homelander outside of Ryan.
Yeah.
Because he essentially has his powers. Also, another thing, low key, I'm not really liking Ryan because Ryan just sounds like a bitch. I don't know. The way he talks, he just sounds weak.
I'm here. I'm here to save you.
And then, did that happen in the third season when he threw old dude?
Which one? No, that was second episode. That was in the second episode.
Yeah, second episode, not third season. When he threw that guy to that building, I'm like, I called it, by the way. I'm like, when they were rehearsing that, I'm like, he's gonna die. I texted that to you, John. I'm like, this man's gonna die. And then soon enough, threw that nigga in the building.
Yeah.
And I was like, I fucking knew it.
Yeah. I knew he was gonna die when they showed him. One, they put too much emphasis on showing how that nigga looked. I said if he was a real extra, they would not have cared. But then they showed him actually interact with Ryan. They gave him like 3 more seconds than what was needed. I said, yeah. They tried to establish a quick connection, emotional connection. I said, you out of there, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, you gone.
Really, I thought Homelander was gonna kill him. Cause when that nigga dropped down and he was like, "That," I said,
Yeah, I'm like,
what
why are you
fuck
here
are you
fucking
doing
shit
here?
up? It wasn't supposed to be his save. And that's another thing that he's struggling with. He's still struggling with wanting to be loved from everyone. He
Mm-hmm.
wants to be loved, but at the same time, he doesn't want yes men, which those are two different things. Because not everyone ain't gonna like you,
Exactly.
especially when you're like at the peak of like no one you like you're just invulnerable. No one can really touch you. So of course, no one's gonna challenge you outside of maybe Ryan, but Ryan don't know no better. He's scared of you. And Ryan is just trying to do his own thing, but you're not letting him because you're still stuck on like, oh, you're my son, do what I say, whatever, da da da. So I can sense them like maybe fighting at the end, and even once someone dies, maybe Ryan kills Homelander, but then Ryan turns into Homelander, and then now the 5th season they're trying to kill Ryan.
What they said, I'm pretty sure. Didn't the director say the 5th season, the last one?
5th season is the last season.
Butcher not making out this season. I know that much. He died. Butcher's dying this season. Like I have no hope that he lives. Granted, I really don't. I like Butcher. I kind of don't care if he lives past this season. I feel like I've seen enough of Butcher. Not in a bad way, but like I feel like I've seen all the elements of his character where it's like if he died, I wouldn't feel too like hurt, too hurt. Unless it was like now Ryan killed him, then I'd be like, fuck. That's some wild shit.
I do think someone from like the boys team is gonna die. I'm willing to challenge that it's not Butcher though. I think it's either gonna be Huey or Mother's Milk.
I was gonna say Mother's Milk or Frenchie.
Everybody on the team, like,
only one that ain't gonna die.
dying.
Only one that ain't gonna die is Kimiko because she can't. But what if they
basically Wolverine?
What if they find a way to kill her? Now that would be some.
They almost did. It was Soldier Boy. Soldier Boy almost took her out of the game.
Boy, I would say you.
Yeah. So I'm also interested to see if they bring any of like the Gen V characters back because Damn, this was in the third episode.
No, it was in the second one where they mentioned the virus.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the second one.
But I was also gonna say the way the third episode ended, it made it seem like they're gonna have to go back to the beginning. So maybe go back to like the lab where he was made,
Okay.
and maybe that's where they're keeping like the Gen V students from at the end of last season or the
They
end
need to
of
get
that
that
season.
virus.
Yeah, but I don't
know. The only way they can really get the virus into Homelander is if they put it in some damn milk. That's all that nigga be drinking.
Even again, you remember when he was with Ryan and they were drinking milk. He was like, "You gonna drink that?"
Shit had me cracking up, bro.
Like, you gonna finish that, dude?
He had his cup. He said, "Gonna finish that."
That was funny.
Nah, Anthony Starr, he's a great. That's nobody. I believe nobody could have pulled off this performance the way he's doing it. Nobody.
No. He's great in it. But moving on. So the reason why I have this topic on here, Feeq hasn't watched the show yet, but I think this leads to like an overarching conversation of what we've been talking about on the Redacted show for a minute, and it's just poor writing, particularly from Disney products. So, talking about the Acolyte, at the time of this recording, episode 3 has been out, and if you're any somewhat plugged into like Star Wars news, you know that this is shaking tables right now. This is making people's brains bleed right now. The episode 3 of the Acolyte, because it's completely lore shattering, retconning everything that George Lucas has set up through the original movies to the prequels to the sequels and so forth. Me and Feeq were talking about this earlier off air, but I guess spoilers for the Acolyte, but not. Well, yeah, because I'm about to talk about episode 3, but spoilers for that show if you care to watch that. So the premise of the show is supposed to take place, I think, 100 or 200 years before the Galactic Empire, and it's been the old Republic of the Jedi, and the Sith are still kind of new. The Sith hasn't been around for years. So there's these like the two main characters are these two twins. One of them is named May and the other one's named Osha. But May is the one that's going around killing all these Jedi because of some shit that happened in their past. To her, they think she killed her family, whatever. And these are twin sisters. So in the first couple episodes, they find Osha. Well, we meet Osha, who at least the audience thinks is May, or is meant to think it's May, but then we realize there's a moment in there where Osha tries to use the Force. Hold on, let me backtrack. This is what kind of, I think, pissed a lot of Star Wars fans. Well, this wasn't pissed a lot of Star Wars fans off, but it raised a lot of eyebrows.
Yeah.
We get introduced into May. We get introduced into one of the Jedi. She then proceeds to kill. But the way this Jedi went out, mind you, this is a Jedi Master who are supposed to be pretty skilled in their, Force abilities and fighting skills. Like, they ain't supposed to go out for no fucking dagger to the chest because they distracted. Which is what happened. So at least to me, I'm like, oh, okay, this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you know what? I was like, I'm not going to do these black women how they did old girl in Obi-Wan, in Kenobi. Because they scorched her, Feeq. I don't know if you've seen that show. They torched her.
No, I haven't.
Let me give you some. I'm going to try to make this short story. I'll try to make this long story short. But in Kenobi, there's this woman who's an Inquisitor. I cannot remember what her name was in the show. But Reva, Reva, she was an Inquisitor, but we then find out that she was a survivor of the Order 66. She was like one of the young pupils in the Jedi Temple who somehow survived a lightsaber to the chest from Anakin Skywalker. Okay. So
Master Skywalker, what are you doing?
she then is like hell bent on trying to kill Obi-Wan, but we're just introduced to Reva after all that trauma. We aren't introduced to that trauma till like the second half of the season. She's just this angry black woman who's trying so hard to go at Kenobi. We have no idea why, but she just wants to kill him at whatever means necessary.
Okay.
And a lot of people were kind of upset about that. And I'm like, well, let's calm down. You know, this is what she's just an actor trying to act out what the writers written, which wasn't good. And I think did her a disservice because we didn't realize her motivation until it was too late to kind of care about the character. Like people's minds already made up. They introduce her backstory, and it's just like the damage is already done.
Yeah, so, I get you.
They basically did that again, or they're somewhat doing that again to this actress and these actresses. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it some time. I'm like, hopefully they'll explain why this character has this motivation. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, dialogue is a bit flat. It's not the best. It was like first episodes are kind of okay. There's some flashes of goodness. They got old dude from Squid Games in there as one of the Jedi Masters.
Okay.
Who is another thing. So this is another thing. So this is what I'm trying to get my thoughts together. I'm trying not to stutter, but like this third episode really was like very mind-boggling because in one moment of the series, Soul, that's the character's name from Squid Game. So he force catches Osha because Osha then tries to jump off a cliff, but Osha catches him. But in this flashback, is a scene where like the girls, they're young, but they fall off a cliff because their village is getting burnt. Because May basically burned their whole village down.
Mm-hmm.
But their village is made of rocks because they're in a mountain. So okay, rocks are on fire. Okay, I understand that chemistry. But they jump off they're falling off a cliff. But you mean to tell me this nigga who's, you know, I'm assuming at this moment isn't maybe a Jedi Master, but he's a Jedi Knight. You mean to tell me he can't force catch two people? He can only save one? Okay. So that was just flagrant. That was just egregious. On top of them kind of making the Jedi just seem like pedophiles. Like they were having the Jedi, especially in this episode, do some out of character type shit. Like you mean to tell me they've been spying on these random witches? And I'm not even at the overarching like what really got niggas hot about this episode.
Yeah.
But you mean to tell me these Jedi have just been spying on these girls because they want these force sensitive children that are too old to be Jedi, but they want them this bad? When Anakin was introduced, it took Qui-Gon Jinn's dying wish and Obi-Wan threatening to leave the Jedi Order for the Jedi Council to reluctantly bring him in and still treat him like shit. But we want these two girls though. They 8 years old, but hey, we don't care. We just want them. They're force sensitive. You can't be teaching them that. We're the Jedi police. We're the Force police. They're basically the Force police in this moment. Anyone that's force sensitive, you can't be teaching them that. We bring them to the Jedi. I don't care how old they are. Okay. Then we get to the main issue about this episode. And notice how I didn't say anything about their sex or their gender or whatever. I don't care about that. Who cares? This is the Star Wars. We got aliens as Jedi and Sith. Who gives a fuck if they black, white, or gay or trans, whatever? I don't care about that. Just stay true to the lore, the source material. That's all we said, right? We both said the same thing multiple times on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So in this episode, they introduced the idea of the thread, which is the witches, and I guess it's supposed to be. They didn't say what kind of witches these were. We do understand that they're witches, and it's somewhat implied. At least I'm assuming they're like an offshoot of the Night Sisters, but they're not like the same race as the Night Sisters. So I'm just assuming they're like an offshoot of witches. But that almost makes it even more egregious because these witches created May and Osha using the thread, which is basically the Force. They made two Force sensitive twins out of the Force. And you mean to tell me these random witches did something Darth Plagueis couldn't do, the Jedi couldn't do, the Emperor Palpatine couldn't do? All these other people out here that are so strong in the Force, they couldn't do that shit. But these random witches could do that? Okay. And when Darth Plagueis did it, he didn't even get what he wanted. We got Anakin Skywalker, the chosen one. We got the chosen one, literally made from the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they did it out of just the thread. It's a thread, though.
Okay. They was in tune with nature, bro.
Shut the hell up. That was that really made me think like, okay, I'm done. Like I'm done with the bullshit. I'm done with just bad writing. This is a prime example of writers not doing their homework. Because this literally was a slap in the face of what George Lucas and all them set up, like the idea of the Force. I can understand different people having different interpretations of what the Force is. Hell, the universe is so big. The same thing happens with religion today.
Mm-hmm.
All these different religions have their interpretation of what God is and what God did and who God is. Fair. But the way they went about it in this third episode, it was giving, oh my gosh, it gave the impression of this is matter of fact.
Yeah.
Like, because there was a line in the episode 3 from the head witch was like, there are some people that say that the thread is this thing called the Force when it's actually works as this thread and you can control it to do whatever things this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. That's an interesting writer's choice. Again, writer's choice. I'm not blaming. If there's any people I feel bad for, it's the actors and the actresses. Because they're going to get the brunt of all this because they're the ones on this show. And they're going to get all this venom and vitriol and they're just going to walk away from it scarred and probably never wanting to come do another Star Wars project again. When it's literally just bad writing. They're just a victim of bad writing. This is bad writing. This is writers not doing their homework. And this is damn near more egregious than The Last Jedi. In terms of just like ripping up lore and debunking what was already a precedent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Try to change some shit in Star Wars. Think you're not gonna piss some fans off. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's one thing. Star Wars fans, I've noticed they live. It's not even live and breathe. They are in Star Wars.
Yeah. They are George Lucas. Like they swear by that shit. And I mean, I love Star Wars. I grew up on that. I really love like the Clone Wars. I grew up more in like the prequels and Clone Wars era. And I vaguely remember watching Return of the Jedi in theaters and then all the other ones like growing up. So I grew up on like that era past it. And I still loved it. But, you know, back then, and even more so recently, I didn't really have the like etiquette to kind of know what was bad and what wasn't, or just like what was true to the lore and what wasn't. Not like I do now. And it's just like most of these projects, like Boba Fett, it almost seems like they have this problem where they want people to they want them to be good, but then turn bad, but then lean back into the good and sway into the bad. Like it's okay. Pick a side. Pick a side and commit. So
I'll say, at least for me, granted, I haven't
mhm.
watched a lot of the Star Wars shows. I've only seen like The Mandalorian and Andor. But I'll say, at least for me, I really enjoyed Andor because it didn't feel like a Star Wars film. It felt just like, I mean, not film, but show, I should say. It didn't feel like a Star Wars show. It had Star Wars elements, but it didn't feel like a Star
Mhm.
Wars show. It felt more grounded and it felt more realistic in a sense. It felt like it was actual stuff that happens today that was going on.
Yeah, and it was a good, yeah, exactly. It was a good story, and it had good writing. It just so
Boy, that
happened to be in the Star Wars universe.
bro, the freaking
Yeah,
monologue by
yeah.
what's his name? I forgot the actor, Skarsgård, whatever his first name is. His monologue
Oh yeah,
when he talked about why he fights, boy, that's one of the best monologues I think I've heard a character like
it's
say in
legendary.
any type of thing. But yeah, back to you and your favorite show, The Acolyte.
I mean, I'm probably still gonna finish it because now I'm almost ready to see how this like train wreck ends because like at this point they like are derailing,
Do you think
and
it'd
I'm
be
ready to
better?
see like
Do you think
what
it'd
was
be
I saying?
better if they just went ahead and made them like, I don't know, if they just said their parents had them? You think that would subside everything they said so far?
I just think if they weren't trying to be so matter of fact about this thread on top of because what was so egregious about it, like them being created through the force, it made the significance of someone like Anakin Skywalker, the literal chosen one, like just it didn't make his existence important or like
Yeah,
it didn't make him special. It kind of undermined how special Anakin was and why
yeah,
he literally was the chosen one. Like he was made through the Force. He was conceived without a father through the workings of Dark Plagueis in the Force because he was trying to make this ultimate Darth side entity. But the Force answered back and was like, "No, we can't do that. But we can make Anakin. Good luck with that." So
because that's what it
yeah, it's
sounds like. They're trying to. It sounds like they. It sounds like the writers really. Honestly, you said it sounds like they just copied what happened with Anakin, and they're just plugged it in for the girls, like their
yeah, and
origin.
I think they forgot like this was 100 years before that. Like you mean to tell me that they did something no one else was able to do? Some random witches using this thread. That's really is what kind of is infuriating about this. On top
Hmm.
of the mean switch up from May. First we have May as a little girl. First of all, these twins ain't even really twins. If you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. They're like twins older, but the actress it isn't their fault. But the actresses, like when they're girls,
Yeah,
they're not twins. Like they're not the same person. But like just at the beginning of this episode, you sense like obviously one is more light side leaning and the other is more dark side leaning. But May, the dark side one, is just saying like things like "I love you, Osha," like "I want to stick by your side," whatever. Like, "I would never leave you." For her to just completely do this 180 switch up, like "I'm gonna kill you," proceeds to lock her in a room and set her on fire. Well, not her, but like set the room
yeah,
on fire, and then kills the rest of the witches. Then another thing is like we just see a scene of May or Osha somebody running through like a hall and all of her witch coven family is dead. We don't know who did it. They're just laying on the ground dead. That's another thing. And then again, I'm not gonna keep going into this because there's other YouTubers explaining their gripes and things more eloquently than I am, with a lot more Star Wars lore to back it up. But
yeah,
my biggest gripes was just like it's a slap in the face to I don't want to say real. I don't want to use the word like real Star Wars, but it's just a slap in the face like what was already set in stone and like different preceding things and ideas of what the Force is and like who the chosen one is. So you mean to
yeah,
tell me these that's what I'm still stuck on. Like you mean to tell me these random witches made two girls, two twins, two Force sensitive twins out of the Force, something that these other niggas couldn't do. How can I rock with that? I can't. I can't do that. I'm not gonna be able to do it. But yeah, I think this show Acolyte is just an example of writers is like not knowing the IP, just looking at Star Wars as like a golden opportunity to get another job. Because I don't care what you say, people probably in like the acting and writing media world see like these big IPs, and it's like if I can get on with them, fuck what they want me to do. If I can get on with them and make a project, I'm set scot free. They got big money. But it's
Yeah.
one thing to kind of do it for that and then just do it for the love of the source material. And this is just an example of when a writer just doesn't know what, either is not aware or just doesn't care of what came before it. And bless their heart. But yeah,
I feel
Feeq,
like
I don't know what I say. If you were gonna add anything to that,
no, I really was just gonna say I feel like a lot of writers and even directors too now, I feel like a lot of them, like you said, they see these IPs and they view it as almost an out. Not an out, but almost like oh, this is my big break. And so they try to make something, they try to be over, I won't say overzealous because it's like it's creative stuff, so it's like what you thought of, but they almost go to left field where they forget source material or they try to add stuff, and then that's where you get stuff there, like you said with Acolyte, is not
just
following
completely
the source
contradictory.
material, or then like our next topic, like with Blade, where we got new directors every other week. Yeah, it's just crazy. So like I said, that is about to be our next topic, Blade, and how
Yeah,
they are now out of there. Which director is this? Is this the second or
this
third
is the
director that's
second
leaving?
director that's left.
Yeah.
Second director that's left, but they went through like multiple different scripts and screenwritings, and seeing this, someone quoted like that tweet and made it. It was something that I low key agreed with, and I want to read it, but I'm trying to find it
Okay.
right now. But basically, yeah, it was from Soul King, and he was saying it's clearly something they're trying to force into this movie, and I 1000% agree. Because you mean to tell me that this is second director that's left? How fucking hard is it to make a vampire movie? How hard is it? They literally can just make the first Blade, put Mahershala Ali in it, and do that as the Blade of today, Blade of MCU. They literally just make that story, make that movie again with Mahershala Ali in it. Boom, you got the Blade movie. What is so hard about that? What are they trying to force in this movie that has these directors and everyone tied to this movie? Like, I'm not doing it. Fuck it.
Yeah. That's, what's crazy. Me and Tim, we talked about that too today when I was getting my haircut. I was like, cause we were talking about the movie, and I was like, it's crazy because this movie got announced that it was gonna be like made in 2019. And that's when
Mm-hmm.
Mahershala Ali approached Marvel, was like, I want to do a Blade movie. If you got an actor like that saying they want to do a movie for you, give him a good director, give him a good writer. He don't got. I granted, I can see where like some companies may not want to give 100% control to people, but like, give him control. He obviously came like to do the movie. Give him some type of control over it. And I agree with what you said, because I said the same thing. It's something, I don't know what they're trying to add in there. They're definitely trying to strong arm these directors and writers to do something that they're all just like, they all have unanimously probably came and said, bro, we're not doing that shit. And
Yeah.
I can't even think, I honestly can't think what is like.
Well, I don't mean to cut you off, but so apparently, like, for the reason of the first kind of early delays was because like some of the early script stories, they were Blade wasn't gonna be like the main lead. He was gonna be like the third or fourth lead in a Blade movie. So that's red flag number one. Number two, there's gonna be added other shit like Blade's daughter and all these other characters. And I'm like, can we just make a Blade movie first? Like about him? You already fuck over Doctor Strange in his movie, adding other niggas in there that making it a movie that's not about Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange do more Doctor Strange shit and shit that is not named Doctor Strange. So that's red flag number two. And I'm just like, again, it just circles back to the point of how hard is it to make a vampire movie? It's a man killing vampires. Fucking Ryan Coogler is about to make a vampire movie with Michael B. Jordan over apparently this like the story for this vampire movie was like a old scrapped Blade movie idea.
Oh, that
they just got and are tweaking.
That hoe gonna be
now,
heat.
Huh?
I said that hoe's gonna be heat.
Yeah, I bet it is. And it's like I'm just like, okay, what are they trying to force in this movie? How much are they paying to have this movie made? Because now I'm fearing that this movie is gonna cost like $200 million when it really realistically should cost like $80 million.
I'll be honest,
because the first Blade movie cost $40 million.
I don't think this movie comes out. I'll be honest.
Well, now it's supposed to be indefinitely postponed. So now they might be looking like Black Adam. Because remember, Black Adam, well, The Rock was signed on to play Black Adam in like 2007. And that movie didn't come out till like 2022. So.
Yeah. I especially think, I can't even talk. Reason I say that too, that I don't think it's going to come out is because I'm pretty sure it was Mahershala Ali's agent. It was his agent or somebody else that came out and said it's unfortunate. I don't remember the exact wording, but they were like, it's unfortunate that this movie is taking this long to get like produced or start production.
Yeah, it was his agent, and I have the exact words. It was his attorney Shelby Weiser on the delayed production of Blade. That deal was in 2019, and they still haven't shot it, which is pretty much the craziest thing in my professional experience. You got his lawyer coming out, his attorney coming out here and saying some shit like that.
So that means Mahershala
getting younger.
Yeah, if his lawyer is saying it, that means Mahershala Ali is more likely under some NDA right now where he can't really talk about as much. So his lawyer's talking about it. So that means he's for sure. If this shit doesn't start production, I think this year or like next year, like before March, he's not gonna be on this hoe. I fully believe, and I don't blame him because at this point it's like, what the fuck are we talking about, bro? It's like, what are we doing? I approached you in 2019. And I know no director is gonna be signed that same month, but like 5 years later, 5 years later, we don't have no script.
Apparently, they still have a script. They're just trying to find a director to bring life to it. But again, it's got to be something it has to be another higher power in there that is trying, like you said, trying to strong arm something in this movie that these directors and actors are not fucking with. And it's just like, either you gonna get fired or you gonna quit. And I'm like, I'll quit. I got better shit to do. Y'all ain't that deep. Y'all about to say, fuck you, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, so I think it's really unfortunate because it's like, this should be one of the easiest projects for y'all to get like through and done. Like, because like we said multiple times already in this episode, it's just a nigga killing vampires. How hard is it? It's
gonna make money. That's the thing. This movie should not cost $100 million.
It'll make a shit ton of money, and you don't even have to have him.
Your money back.
You don't even have to have him kill Dracula.
If you spend your money right,
you don't even have to have him kill some big vampire. You can have him do like the basic Blade stuff like he did in the I think it was like Blade 1 or 2. He literally just killed that one sect of vampires. And that's all he had to do. It's like, bruh, you don't gotta make it some extra grand he's killing the god of vampires type deal. Like, bruh, just have Blade in the movie. Have him go XYZ place killing vampires. The movie ends. And if you want to try to throw in some where he get connected to the Midnight Suns and all that stuff, you can do that later. Don't do that. Don't try to force that in the movie right now. Because I feel like that's something else
another
they
thing
trying to
about that
do.
Midnight Suns project, they're supposed to be still making that. I'm like, how the fuck you gonna have Midnight Suns and your Blade movie is delayed indefinitely?
And he was
So I'm like,
already
you
in
can't have
Eternals.
one
I just
without the
forgot
other.
that. I just remember that. He was at the end of Eternals. Because he, even though they didn't show him, but obviously that was Mahershala Ali's voice.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, Marvel, y'all. Let us in the writer's room, man.
And I think, Blade probably suffered from the other, like, just the leaning out of Marvel Marvel projects.
Yeah.
Like Bob Iger coming out like, we're gonna focus on quality over quantity, which is good, but some movies gotta suffer from that. And Blade is one of those projects. So now it's just, like they're on the back burner and they not focusing on that shit right now. And I would almost rather them him like they still introduce them, but they just have them in like other
Yeah, like
projects.
at this point, just throw him in a movie. Like if y'all can't make, and granted, this doesn't even have to be an origin. We know who Blade is, bro. We know what he do. We don't need a full origin backstory. Just throw him in there killing some vampires, and I guarantee you'll make a meal, a couple meal.
That's literally what the first Blade movie was. It was not an origin story, and he was in there killing vampires and killing Deacon Frost. Literally, just grab that script and do it again. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Grab the script, make your movie. Bam. Bro, what is so hard?
Oh man,
I'm about to throw this damn table on my business. Like, wow, what is so hard about making a vampire movie?
Not a goddamn
like, goodness gracious. But yeah, that's enough of our gripe of the later half of these topics. And now we'll be getting to our Like It Love It Redacted. Originally, that was going to be a Like It Love It Redacted, but I think that just warranted a bigger discussion of that.
I have a Like It Love It Redacted that kind of leads from that.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, as Dana said, we're in a Like It Love It Redacted section. How do you feel? I don't know if you saw the news, but apparently, damn, I guess I should have had it already pulled up. Say your first one, then I'll get this one.
All right, so the first one is Giancarlo Esposito will officially play a villain in Captain America: Brave New World. Do we like this, love it, or redacted? For me, I say love it. Apparently, he's supposed to be playing like a character. We don't know what he's supposed to be playing. It's theorized that he's supposed to be playing like this old, either scientist or army official that had major ties to the Weapon X program, which I think is what they're supposed to be kind of setting up in Brave New World. Hence how we get Red Hulk. And I think by the end of that, we're going to get like a Wolverine teaser. Not an X-Men, but a Wolverine teaser.
Okay.
So that's how I like it. I mean, Giancarlo Esposito is a really good actor. He's damn near good in everything you told him in. So I'll say I like it.
Yeah, I'll say I like it too. Same thing you said. He's a great actor. I'm not gonna say I can't see them writing him bad, but sometimes these writers can definitely do that. So, but I'll say for right now, I like it. My question was for Like It Love It Redacted is: did you see the news that apparently Jordan Peele interviewed to direct a Marvel movie, and it was rumored to be X-Men.
I don't remember seeing that.
And apparently they did not reach an agreement. One, would you want to see Jordan Peele direct a Marvel movie? And then two, how you feel about Marvel? Yeah, because Discussing Film tweeted it. They said Jordan Peele is rumored to have met with the Marvel Studio execs for their X-Men movie, but it didn't work out.
I don't know how I feel. I would need to know what X-Men movie, or was it like just an was it a movie about the X-Men, or was it like a movie about an X-Men character? So that's what I
No,
would need to
I
know.
think it was for whichever like main X-Men project is gonna be first. I think it was for that one.
And I guess I would need to know like what his pitch was for that movie to really have a stronger opinion on this. But I mean, Jordan Peele is a good actor. He's a good director. He made some good movies, but I mean, the stuff people mainly known for is like psychological thrillers. And I don't know if I want like a psychological thriller X-Men type movie.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him doing like a Midnight Suns type movie with those kind of characters in that kind of world space, but X-Men, I don't know. Like I said earlier on this show, I mean, I'd want that to be like a soap opera type movie, like where we're learning about the characters, where kind of like learning about their personal lives, their interpersonal struggles, and pretty much like how the X-Men animated X-Men '97 was in terms of those storylines. And I just don't know if what he had in mind for his movie is what I would want and what they would want.
Yeah.
So because of that, I mean, I would say redacted, but more so, I just don't know. I mean,
I feel that. I'll say for the X-Men one, I was kind of indifferent about him not getting it, but I would want to see him actually do a Marvel project. Because I feel
I
like it would
would,
be a
like I
different
said, like
spin.
Midnight Sun, something along that strange. Hell, I would like to see him do a fucking Doctor Strange movie.
Okay, he did Doctor Strange. Yeah. Yeah. So, take my money.
Something like that. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Shit, let him do Blade. Fuck it. It'll probably it'll be interesting.
Do Blade then. Next is either him or Ryan Coogler. Next is the Sakamoto Days anime trailer released earlier in this month. We like this, love it, or redacted. Like this announcement.
We love it. I have not read Sakamoto Days, but I have seen like art or panels from it. People have been trying to get me to read it, but the few days they tried to get me to read it, they announced the anime. I said, "No, I don't gotta read it." But nah, it looks real interesting. I've seen like a few panels, like I said earlier, of like some of the characters, and I can't lie, some of them they raw, boy. They be in there, they be going to work. I've seen a few things of like fight scenes, so I'm excited for it.
Yeah, so I like it too. I mean, you know, I don't read, so I don't know what this anime's about, but I'm excited to watch it and learn more about the story. Scheduled to release in January 2025. Next is Jason Tatum possibly winning a championship. Do we like this? Love it or redacted?
Redacted. Get rid of all of Boston. Get rid of all. And you know who? You know who we hate? You already know what I'm about to say.
Oh
That
my god,
motherfucking Derek White, man. I can't stand looking at his face. I don't know what it is, but every time I see that nigga face, bro, I be like, get this nigga off my screen, man. You can call me a hater. I don't care, man. I can't stand him.
For me, Jason getting a championship, I love it. Why? Because the media has been on their dick for 6 past years, and I just need them to hurry up and get a championship so they can shut the hell up about this team. Because you don't have to apologize for winning a ring. Once you get that championship, everything is washed away. He's done everything except win an MVP. But there's Hall of Famers that ain't never won no MVP either. So, and then again, I just would like to see that team finally get over the hump. Derek White, he's an ex-Spur. I'm a Spurs fan, so I like to see him succeed. And
Bum.
yeah, I say love it.
Jaylen Brown still got bro. You remember that interview he did? I don't remember if it was Taylor Rooks or I forgot who he did it with.
Oh yeah, it was Taylor Rooks. He was like, yeah, I think I had like 4 or 5 championships like the next 6 years. Some crazy shit like that.
Bro, the funniest thing is people will like quote that video and they'll be like, Jaylen Brown has 2 years to win 5 championships. Bro, and I think somebody quoted, they was like, Jaylen Brown has like X amount of days to win 5 championships. They said, will he do it? Yeah, but nah, I'm indifferent, redacted, but it's sports, so I guess I'll be happy. Somebody got to win it. And Luka ain't helping.
Yeah. And the final one, Dragon Ball Z Sparkling Zero.
Hoo-wee.
I don't even gotta say the whole thing because we both know we do. Love it.
Love it.
Love it. Love it. I'm getting that game.
Boy.
And it's gonna be on.
I'm handing out fresh fades. I'll tell y'all that. I'm handing out fresh fades. I think I'm gonna get that Ultimate Edition, man. I think I'm gonna spend that 100. I think it was like 118. I think we had to spend that. I feel like this is the one game in a long time where I was like, I might drop a bag.
Gotta make that business sometime. But that is it for our headlines for Like It or Redacted. So next we'll be getting into that infamous bag. Cue the music.
Bitch, I'm in my bag, bag. I just made a bag, bag. I just made a bag, bag of beats, bag.
All right, so for this, again, our bag question is more of a debate on which character you think would win in like an all-out war fight.
Okay.
The heroes from My Hero Academia, not including All Might, or the heroes from One Punch Man, obviously not including Saitama. That's a wash.
Damn. So I'll say is I don't read One Punch Man. So I don't know how fully strong, I guess you could say, some of the characters are. I've only seen like panels here and there. I know the what is her name? The one with the green hair, Tornado?
Yeah.
I know she's like supposed to be OP, and I seen like a panel of her fighting. I forgot who it was, but she was like leveling this damn city. So I feel like the One Punch Man heroes would win. I'm trying to think who the heaviest
Tornado.
Yeah, the heaviest hitters, if you exclude All Might, for the heroes will be Endeavor. It'd be Lemillion. It'd be
Best
I'm trying to think. Yeah. Nah, I think One Punch Man heroes got it, I'm pretty sure. But then there's also a lot of heroes in One Punch Man that's kind of like, they just regular niggas. Like,
there is like them B class ones and all them.
Yeah, like those niggas are like, that's me. Like, that's me with a damn. That's me if I walked outside with like some brass knuckles. Like, I'm not stopping no fireball.
Like that nigga on that bike.
Bro, Moving Rider. I could beat that nigga ass, bro. Moving Rider, bro. He got the most heart, but goddamn.
Oh no, Silverfang, he kind of cold. That nigga with that bat. He be going. He
Oh,
was whooping all the monsters.
Metal Bat is crazy.
Metal Bat is crazy. I'd say it'd be close, but I had to get edge to the One Punch Man heroes.
Yeah, I feel like they do more. From what I've seen, I feel like they do more damage. I feel like My Hero, unless you Midoriya, Bakugo, Todoroki, All Might, Takayomi too, or like Endeavor, like at least your area damage is not high.
Mm-hmm.
Now you threw Deku in there. Hey, if that nigga start getting to naming states, oh yeah, wrap it up.
Yeah.
Delaware, Texas, Maine, Florida, New York. Yeah.
United States.
Yeah, don't let them say United States. And don't let them add a plus ultra at the end. Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
They causing a fucking hurricane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we agree. I think One Punch Man.
I almost forgot about Tank Top Master. That nigga, he's literally just a nigga in a tank top.
Oh, bro. Nah, bro. Fucking Pootie Prisoner.
Hey, man, I don't really see nobody whooping his ass. They just gonna run.
Angel Wings. Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have a get our bag question?
Not really. Nah, I don't got one.
Okay. Well, with that being said, go ahead and go into the final rule, which is your redacted rules. And did you have your redacted rule?
Yeah. My redacted rule for this week is I'm pretty sure I said this before, but be your genuine self. And I say that because I feel like, I know if you're out here putting on facades, acting, it's gonna get tiring. Like, just be yourself, man. Just be yourself. Be happy with who you are. Because, like we said earlier, you never know when your time is up. So I think it's better if you just be yourself, do the things you need to do, stay on track, and then you'll have a more clear mind with living than if you out here trying to put on an act, trying to keep up a facade, and then you're gonna be worrying about XYZ stuff and not worrying about your person or yourself, whatever you want to say it. Boom. You had
let's say for me, probably my redacted rule is do your homework. Yeah, just do your homework. That goes for everything. If you're a writer and assigned to do a project, do your research and do your homework. And if you're in class right now, you know you got something due on Sunday, just do your homework, dog. But with that being said, it's been another great episode of the Redacted Show, episode 75. Make sure you guys keep engaging with the reels. Like, share. DreamCon is coming up. And
I don't even know if I got a ticket.
There. Huh?
I don't even know if I got a ticket. I got to check.
I definitely don't.
I'm going to be there, though.
With that being said, it's been your boy Dana Dane.
It's been your boy Feeq.
And we out.
Peace.
Recipes call me, I'ma show 'em how to shoot. On the 4-5, drop in the ass, my crew. Yeah, I'm stepping with a fan, keeping all of the hoes on mute. Pull up park, could be yellow in a brew. 48 vert, quick burns. Crazy 8s in the back, yeah, the trunk on hot like a cue. 40 on me when I'm in the backseat. Blotter, paper pre-cut. Chris make juice to the drop like 8. Chain came with a clean plate, came with a sink. The Parator came with a mate. Tricones white like paint. My hoe by the hoe, cause she know it's my king.
Hit on my side, cause I drop a song. Think you should hit up the link. The phenotype came from the pink Colombian thing. Yeah, the genetics unique. Cellular right on the beat. I'm teaching the whole like I'm Play-Doh. I got the veggies like by the tomato. You got a basic called making Alfredo. I put a backload on hold my payroll. I get active at night, then I lay low. The semen was breaded with panko. Strong in my soup, I believe it was Mako. I think I'm a Soviet clutching a Draco. You said it was bacon, we taking your cake though. I got the tree like a poplar. Banko. I've been at Tim, ain't no hang though.